Hey everyone, my name is Harlan, and I'm here to talk about a little bit about my tracking my goals assignment that we're doing. So to start off, I wanted to talk about my short-term goals. During the first portfolio one, my short-term goals were basically to get into open mics and get into the studio with artists. My plan was basically to get my name out there and kind of get into the music scene with unknown artists and artists that are trying to get known or make it to a major label or anything like that. Currently, since then, I worked on a few open mics. I know somebody who uncle was actually into that. He will rent out. He will basically rent with the club, and he would get the door, and the club would get the bar. And the more people he brung, the more people would buy drinks, and he will basically provide their entertainment. I worked on a few with him, but I didn't. I wasn't really into. I seen that wasn't really a main tactic that I really wanted to kind of get into. So I didn't really pay any mind to it. After the third one, I kind of stayed away from it. He always invites me back into getting back into one because I seen the process of talking to the club and dealing with the club owners, the night managers, stuff like that, and then working the door, and then you have to be in so many places at one time for over a period of hours, for 3 4 hours, or until the club closes. You have to make sure no fights break out or anything like that. So I did that for a minute, and then I was also being in the studio with artists. I was in the studio with a couple of my friends who are artists, and I kind of been in there. I kind of see their process. I kind of see how working with each artist is different. So I would say, I did achieve those my short-term goals. I did kind of get my name out there in a way, and my mid-term goals was basically to direct my own open mic. I didn't really achieve that because with the timeline, even working with the short term and kind of helping out Mr. P Productions and everything else, it was very hard for me to really have the time to do it because I have a full-time job as an Army recruiter, and I already get off late. I get off around 7 8 o'clock at night, and I have a family too. So it took a lot of my time on the weekends, and it takes a lot of patience, and really have to. It's a lot of steps that you have to do, and you have to invest a lot of time into it. And being that I have a full-time job, and then I have a family, and I also have school, full sail, and everything else. I barely had time for myself, so I barely had time to achieve those goals that I really did achieve. I can only do those when I had like vacation time, or when I did go home to Miami, and I could actually, since I live here in Tampa, whenever I had time to go to Miami, I would go down there and I would talk to them and I would hang out with them and everything else. My long-term goal is to be a A&R for Slip and Slide Records. But now it kind of changed to I really want to work for a radio station because I see they have more power. Be like a program director. They have more influence on what's going on with the radios, and also still be an A&R because I love music and I like building artists and I like finding new talent and everything else. So my recovery plan is to basically get back into it. These next couple of months, I'm going to be really, since I'm coming down towards my exit date for the Army, uh, which is next summer. Now, starting 2018, I'm going to be more involved in a lot of music events that goes on around, and I'm going to really do a lot of things that I said I was going to set out. I'm going to be more involved in the studios. I'm going to be more in open mics. I'm going to be known. I'm going to try to work with a lot of unknown artists and try to get them to that one level. So once I have one artist that makes it, then the other artists will kind of jump on too and everything else. So those are my goals, and that is what I plan on doing.